YouTube, welcome back to another video, man. As y'all can see by the title, I'll be explaining to you guys how you and I can make $20,000 a month this summer by starting a funding company. Let's get into it. How you can make $20,000 a month by starting a funding company. So step one, find people who have good credit profiles, not just a score. 700 preferred, 680 will be fine as well. So we're looking for qualified people who actually have a good credit profile, not just a score. Okay, so like when you're looking for people, don't just get mesmerized by the score. Oh, they got a 750 score, but 2 accounts with 6 months of history on them. Like, that's not the type of people you want, okay? We want qualified people with at least 2 years of credit history, okay? And at least 2 to 5 credit cards with 2 years of credit history on those credit cards, okay? Let's get into the next step. Explain to them that you have a done-for-you service where you can get them anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 in unsecured lines of business credit. For example, business credit cards, lines of credit, and loans. So this is just simple, self-explanatory. You're explaining to them that you have a service and you can get them funding, okay? This could be for existing business owners. This could be for new business owners. This could be for just anybody looking to get funded for real, you know, who have an LLC. And yeah, man, you just want to explain to them the process and how it's gonna go. So yeah, man, let's get into the next step. Charge a 5 to 10% commission charge after the service is done. So for example, if you have 2 clients and you fund them $100,000, you get 10% of that, you made $10,000. Okay, or if you have 4 clients and you get $25,000 funded to each of them, you can also make that same $10,000. So that's the sweetest part about this thing, is just being able to fund or being able to get paid off of funding somebody else. So it's kind of like a brokering service. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be like connecting business owners to bank reps. You know, if you don't have bank reps, you could do the funding yourself. Which is also doable as well. But having bank reps is super beneficial in this process, and it can increase the limits by much more. So yeah, man, you could charge anywhere to 5 to 10%. Me personally, depending on their credit score and depending on their credit profile, if they have like a juicier, thicker file with more accounts, more history, I would charge them 5% because I know I could like get more money. You know what I'm saying? Getting them funded, I could get more money. But if we have somebody that may just get 100,000 approved for 100,000 or approved for 70, 50,000, I would then take the 10%. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be stingy or whatnot, but you know, your boy has to eat. You know what I'm saying? So how do we get clients? So one of the biggest ways we're going to get clients is by referrals. So referrals is basically somebody telling somebody else like, hey, I know a guy or I know a girl who can get you funded if you have a good credit score and the LLC. You know what I mean? So it's just putting 2 and 2 together. So I'm going to be doing $1,000 referral. So if anybody finds me a client who's qualified, you know what I'm saying? I don't want unqualified leads. So if I find somebody who's qualified, I would then pay them $1,000. You can pay them up front, which I really don't recommend, but you can if you wanted to, or you can pay them on the back end once the funding is done, and you can just pay them from your commission charge. So that's a great way to get clients. So number 2, something I'm not a big fan of, but it does work, is a paid ad. So running ads, you know what I'm saying, meta ads, that's really what you're gonna be focused on, meta ads, but I'd rather do it organically, you know what I'm saying, just reaching out to people or have people reach out to you and just doing the referrals. I feel like you'll get more clients, more qualified clients. And yeah, so paid ads, you can run paid ads. Number 3, collaboration. So when I mean collaborations, I mean like teaming up with like a credit repair company. Let's say you know somebody who owns or runs a credit repair company and they have multiple people whose credit are in A1 tip-top shape. You can then, hey boss, or hey, whatever, you know, whatever they are to you, hey, you know, I got a funding company. My bad, I just had to make sure we were still rolling, man. That's in the video. This raw, uncut, so yeah, but you gonna tell them like, hey man, I got a funding company. You can pay them $1,000 per lead. You know what I mean? So $1,000 per client. And a credit repair company is gonna have way more potential to get clients because all those people have good credit now. And yeah, man, it's a great way to get clients. Or you can do like a tax company as well. Just people who are familiar with information or know people that, have like their finances or they know their credit score, you want to team up with them to start the company. So number 4, organic content. So this is a form of organic content which I'm watching right now. Just me running a little VSL. Just letting you guys know that I have a funding company. If you have clients or if you have people that are looking to get funded, I can pay you $1,000 for each person you bring me. And man, it's that simple. Organic content, you can run. You could do TikToks, you could do Reels, you could do YouTube videos, but I really recommend YouTube because I feel like that has the highest conversion rate when it comes to sales and lead generation as well. So organic content is literally number 1. And then we have leveraging people's audiences. So leveraging people's audiences is basically like going on interviews or, doing some type of videos with somebody who has a strong following or a bigger audience or a new audience and just letting them know what you do. You know what I mean? So that's a great way to get clients as well. And yeah. So you want to create a VSL, so a video sales letter. And that's what you're watching now, like I said before. And the video sales letter is just you just explaining the process or like what you have to offer, but also giving information as well. So like I'm teaching you guys, I'm not going to be the only one making $20,000 a month. I know it's a few people that's going to be watching that's actually going to take advantage and start doing the funding company. So yeah, man. So create a VSL. If you're not a shy person, it's not meant for you, bro. If you're scared to be on camera, this shit is not meant for you, bro. So find a new lane. Yeah, man. So number 3, create some type of funnel or form to qualify leads. So if you guys look in the link below in the description, I have just a simple Google Doc, just asking simple questions. What's your credit score? Do you have an LLC? How much are you making monthly? And this is just to qualify. You want leads. But you want qualified leads. You don't want people just wasting your time, just looking for funding the whole time they got a 580 credit score. You know what I'm saying? So it just helps you like weave out the good and the bad. And yeah, man. So number 4, once you find qualified leads, you can go for funding for yourself or use bank reps to push applications for you using DocuSign. So in order to run this play, you have to build relationships with branch managers or business banking, dinner had a brain fart, business banking managers, whatever you want to call them, but you have to go inside the bank and you have to show face and you have to, introduce yourself. If you are a shy person, this is not for you, and I would recommend to stay away from it. You have to do a lot of talking, you have to do a lot of networking. So if you don't have any bank reps, it's pretty simple to get bank reps. Just explain the process to them. And yeah, you can be able to push applications from anywhere in the world, in America, depending on the bank. And yeah, it's very convenient, and it makes the process way smoother. So just finding bank reps and establishing a relationship with them can help you get very far, and it can get you higher limits as well. So for some and you can request the limits too. So I don't want to give out too much. I don't want to give out too much game, but depending on how much that person makes annually, typically banks lend a percentage off of that. So if you can find out what percentage they lend off of, you could, because everything is stated income, no docs. For credit cards, there is docs when it comes to lines of credit, loans, and things of that nature. But lines of credit, there might be bank statements. But when it comes to credit cards, it's usually no docs and it's stated income. So if you can find out how much they're lending off the predicted revenue, you know what I mean? So you can look at the predicted revenue or the anticipated revenue, and yeah, you can go from there. So make sure you have them sign a contract agreeing to paying your percentage for brokering the funding for them. So simple as that. You want to have a contract. They have to sign a contract because you don't want to get them funded and then they run off on you. You know what I'm saying? That'll be devastating, and we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So you can use ChatGPT, you can use DeepSeek to draft up a little contract for you, so you can be able to have them sign it through DocuSign. You can get a DocuSign membership. It's like $14 a month. They got a little free trial, and it makes you look professional as well. So who wouldn't want to look professional? So yeah, man. So make sure you have them sign the contract. State in the contract that any personal information given will only be used for funding purposes, and that they agree to providing that information. You know, it's a lot of weirdos out here who might just, you know, a lot of people like to pull weird shit sometimes, bro. So just, you know, having a contract and having them both parties sign the contract, showing and stating that, hey, you agree to give me information, personal information that I will use to get you funding. This is just some way to keep you safe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's better to be safe than sorry. And yeah. So we can get them no-doc credit cards, like I said before, business lines of credit, loans, revenue-based loans, SBA loans. So revenue-based loans could be like merchant cash advances. Those typically have like a higher interest rates, but like it just depends. Just talk with your client to see like if they're down for that. And yeah, they usually pay out within like sometimes a few hours too, like literally, or next day. You know what I'm saying? So that's a game changer. SBA loans, they will ask for tax returns. So if you have a company or you have a business owner that has tax returns, why not get them an SBA loan? They may not need an SBA loan. You can stick to the credit cards. That's cool as well. But the more funding for them, the more money for you. So remember that. Once the funding has been completed, it's time to get your payout. So you have to set up a high-risk merchant processor to run invoices that will not get them flagged or your money held. So you cannot use Stripe. If you try to use Stripe, they're going to W. You know what I'm saying? They might, if you got a lot of transactions coming in, they will W, freeze your funds. If you try to use QuickBook, you might have the same situation. I like to use a merchant called WOP. Like they payment processor. They do a lot of other things too, but I like WOP. It's a high-risk merchant processor that can help you run invoices. So yeah, look into WOP if you don't have it. So yeah, man, that's how we can make $20,000 a month. I try to break it down in the most simplest form possible. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you are not in the shape to get funding or you have bad credit, I dropped the link below. Dropping up free, free training showing you how you can fix your own credit. And I dropped the ebook showing you how you can fix your own credit within 30 days. So yeah, click the link below, see if you qualify for funding. That's gonna be the Google Doc form down there below. You can join the Zero to Hero Blueprint, showing you how you can start your own credit repair and funding company if you don't know how to fund yourself or don't know how to fund other people. Everything is in the Zero to Hero Blueprint. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see y'all in the next one. Peace.